Hello students, welcome to discussion on quantitative aptitude of SBI PO Prelim All India mock test. Mock test reference number AIMT 28012001. Right? So this is the mock test reference number AIMT 28012001. Okay. Let us first look at the strategy. What are the areas that are present and strategy to be followed for this particular mock test. There is a section wise time limit of 20 minutes here. So each section is separately timed. For quantitative aptitude, you have 20 minutes of time. Now, order to be followed, start with quadratic comparisons, 5 questions. Missing number series, 5 questions. Individual, you have 10 questions. Then you have 15 questions on data interpretation, 3 sets, table, 1 set on table, 1 on line and table combination, the other one was caselet. Total 3 sets of data interpretation. Now quadratic equations or quadratic comparisons is the first one you need to solve in the order, second you need to solve is missing number series, third individual questions, fourth is your data interpretation. Now spend some 3 minutes of time on these 5 questions. Out of these 5 questions you can easily answer 3 questions. Right, then missing number series, spend some 3 minutes of time. Out of these 5 questions you can easily answer 3 questions. Then spend 5 minutes of time on individual quant questions. I am saying you can easily score some 6 marks. So 11 minutes are over. Spend 9 minutes of time on this particular data interpretation. You can do 2 things. One, you spend some 5 minutes on table, 4 minutes on line plus table. Generally we suggest that leave caselet in the exam until unless it is very easy. But when you look at this particular paper, the caselet is also easy. So you can do 2 things. If you are not prepared with caselet, you don't want to attempt because you are not sure about that, then spend 5 minutes on line plus table and 5 minutes, 4 minutes on table, or 5 minutes here, 4 minutes here, 9 minutes, you divide among these 2 sets. Right? Or I will suggest spend some 3 minutes if you are planning to attempt caselet also, spend 3 minutes here, spend 3 minutes here. If you generally we don't attempt case study in the exam, so ignore this, spend 5 minutes here, 4 minutes here, or 5 minutes here, 4 minutes here, that you decide, right? So 9 minutes of time, I am saying out of 15 questions you can easily score another 8 questions easily. Out of those 15 questions you can answer 8 questions. Now I'm picking up the lower side of the marks, right? I'm picking up easier side, easy questions, whatever are easy questions that are present in the paper. If you identify those and solve in 20 minutes of time, 14, 17, you can easily score, you can easily attempt 20 questions, you can easily score 20 marks in the examination. This is on a lower side. You might have got more than 20 also, I'm not denying that. The point is that I am saying this is a minimum score which one should target while writing this particular paper. Anything less than 20, I am saying then it is a serious, there is of serious concern. You need to maybe look at your subject knowledge, or maybe your speed, or maybe your accuracy. You need to work out on the weak areas. Otherwise anything less than 20 is not recommended in this particular paper. In lower side you can easily attempt 20, you can score 18 to 20 marks easily, students. Right, let us start discussing this paper. Directions for question number 1 to 5. Each of the following 2 equations numbered 1 and 2 are given. You have to solve both the equations for x and y. Mark an appropriate option. Mark option 1 if x is less than y. Option 2 if x is greater than y. Option 3 if x is greater than or equal to y. Option 4 x less than or equal to y. Option 5 if x is equal to y, or no relationship can be established between x and y. So x less than y, we will mark first option, greater than y second option, greater than or equal to third option, less than or equal to fourth option, both are equal or no relationship, then we will mark fifth option. Okay, let us take up first question. We know this, right? So general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Very fast we look at the rule where a not equal to 0, right? A is not equal to 0. Here we will multiply a into c. If a into c is positive, we will write b as sum of two numbers. We will take a into c. If a into c is negative, we will write b as difference of two numbers. This is what we have discussed for quadratic comparisons. If the product of a into c is positive, we will let b as sum of two numbers. If a into c product is negative, we will let b as difference of two numbers. Okay, let us start, students. Let us take first equation. 9x square minus 15 root 2x plus 12 is equal to 0. So a into c is 9 into 12. Let us not multiply, because if you observe here B, we have minus 15 root 2. Now if you add, we should get, we are A into C is positive, so write B as sum of two numbers such that when we add these two, we should get 15 root 2. So how will you get 15 root 2? We have to add like surds, right? Now you cannot add these two, 9 root 3 plus 6 root 2, you cannot add this. But if it is 9 root 2 plus 6 root 2, I can say 9 plus 6, this term is same here, so like surds we call it as 15 root 2 we can write, right? So if you observe here, why I am not multiplying is, if you observe here, right, we should get root 2, right? Now, root 2 means, if you observe here, this is 3 into 3 and 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. Root 2 means, if you one root 2 should be here, one root 2 should be here, because when we add this root 2, then only we can add. So, 1, 2 is gone here for root 2. When we multiply, we should get A into C, right? Root 2 into root 2 is, we'll get 1, 2. Now, we should get 15 root 2. Now, see, 3 into 3 is 9, 2 into 3 is 6. So, one should be 9 root 2, other should be 6 root 2. What is 9 plus 6? 15 root 2. What is 9 into 6? 54. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. 54 into 2 is nothing but 108. 9 into 12 is 108. You got my point? So we should get 15 root 2. So definitely we can add like surds, so like terms. So root 2 and root 2 should be here. So 1, 2, I am writing it as root 2 and root 2, because when we multiply root 2 and 2 root 2, we are getting 2. So we should get 15. So 3 into 3, 9, 2 into 3, 6, 9 root 2, 6 root 2. But we should get minus 15 root 2. Minus 9 root 2 minus 6 root 2. Minus 9 root 2 minus 6 root 2 is minus 15 root 2. Minus into minus is plus, we will get 108. While writing the roots, what did we discuss? Change the sign. Minus 9 root 2 will become plus 9 root 2. You have to divide with coefficient of x square 9, comma. Minus 6 root 2 will become 6 root 2 by 9. So 9 will get cancelled. X is equal to root 2, comma, 3 2's, 3 3's. 2 root 2 by 3. That is 2/3 of root 2. Look at this second equation. A into C is 9 into 24, 216. But let us keep it as 9 into 24. 9 can be written as 3 into 3. 24 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So 8 into 3 is 24. 8 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. So what is my B value? B value is minus 21 root 2. So here A into C is positive. We have to write it as sum of two numbers, such that the sum is minus 21 root 2. Product must be equal to A into C. Now we have root 2 here. So as we discussed, definitely you should get root 2 root 2. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 1 2 is gone here. Right. We should get 21 root 2. Now see here, students. How will you get 21 root 2? From this you have to take out the factors, right? So how will you get 21 root 2? If you add, you should get 21 root 2, right? Now, if you observe here, 3 into 3 is 9. 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 3 is 12. So one should be 9 root 2, other should be 12 root 2. 9 root 2 plus 12 root 2 is 21 root 2. 9 into 12 is 108. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. 108 into 2, we are getting product as 216. But we should get minus 21 root 2. So this should be minus 9 root 2 minus 12 root 2. While writing the roots, we will change the sign. Minus 9 root 2 will become plus 9 root 2 divided by coefficient of y square, that is 9. Comma, minus 12 root 2 will become plus 12 root 2 divided by 9. So this is root 2, 3 4's, 3 3's. So what are y roots here? Y roots are root 2, comma 4 by 3 root 2. Now if you observe, students, root 2 are equal. Root 2 and root 2 are equal. Now compare root 2 and 4 by 3 root 2. 4 by 3 root 2 will be greater, because 4 by 3 is 1.3 approximately root 2 times. This is root 2. Obviously 1.3 root 2 is greater. So this is either equal or less than or equal. Let us take this 2 by 3 root 2. 2 by 3 root 2 is nothing but 2 by 3 is 0.66 root 2. 2 by 3 of root 2 will be less than root 2. It will be less than 4 by 3 root 2. So I can say x is less than or equal to y. X is less than or equal to y is nothing but fourth option. Question number 2. 2x square minus 15x plus 28 is equal to 0. So if you see here, a into c is 56 and b is equal to minus 15. A into c is positive, write b as sum of two numbers. So this can be written as 8 and 7. 8 plus 7 is 15, 8 into 7 is 56, but we should get minus 15. So this should be minus 8 minus 7. Minus 8 minus 7 is minus 15. Minus 8 into minus 7 is nothing but plus 56. So roots of x will be minus 8 will become plus 8 by coefficient of x square is 2. Minus 7 will become plus 7 by 2. So it is clearly 4 comma 7 by 2. Look at second equation, 2y square plus y minus 28 is equal to 0. So a into c is 2 into minus 28 minus 56 and b is equal to 1. Now a into c is negative, so write b as difference of two numbers. So 8 and 7 difference is how much? 1. But if you observe here, I should get minus 56, right? So 8 minus 7 I will take. 8 into minus 7 is minus 56 and 8 minus 7 is nothing but how much? 1. Now, while writing the roots, you have to change the sign. Plus 8 will become minus 8 by coefficient of y square is 2. Minus 7 will become plus 7 by 2. So, y roots are minus 4 comma 7 by 2. Now, clearly 7 by 2 is nothing but 3.5, right? So 4 is greater than minus 4, it is greater than 7 by 2 also 3.5. Similarly 7 by 2 is a positive number greater than negative number and it is equal to, if you take first root it is greater than both the roots of y, second root it is greater than or equal to, so we can say x is greater than or equal to y, x greater than or equal to y is present in third option. Question number 4. First equation 4x square minus x minus 14 is equal to 0. So how much is a into c? 4 into minus 14 minus 56. B is equal to minus 1. So a into c is negative, right? B as difference of two numbers. So we can write it as 8 and 7. But we should get minus 56 difference is 1. Minus 8 comma 7. Minus 8 plus 7 is minus 1. Minus 8 into 7 is minus 56. While writing the roots you have to change the sign. Minus 8 will become plus 8 by coefficient of x square is 4. Plus 7 will become minus 7 by 4. 4 goes 2 times. So x is equal to 2 comma minus 7 by 4. Look at these students. 2y square plus 23y plus 63 is equal to 0. My second equation. A into c, 2 into 63, 126. B is equal to 23. Right? Now, see here. Write B as sum of two numbers because A into C is positive. We can write it as 14 and 9. You should be good at your tables. 14 9 is 126. 14 plus 9 is how much? 23. While writing the roots, you have to change the sign. Minus 14 by coefficient of y square is 2, comma, minus 9 by 2. So y roots are y is equal to minus 7, comma, minus 9 by 2. Obviously, 7 by 4, we have already seen this 1.75, right? If we divide 7 by 4, 9 by 2 is nothing but 4.5. So obviously this is minus 1.75 and this is minus 9 by 2 is minus 4.5. Now 2 is a positive number, it is obviously greater than negative number. If you take minus 1.75, minus 7, negative number, smaller value will be greater than this, greater than this. So both the roots of x are greater than y. X is greater than y, it is present in second option. Directions for question number 6 to 10. Study the following information carefully to answer the questions that follow. Now students, in the exam, maybe we will take it up towards the end because it is caselet here. We will definitely take it up, but towards the end. If you are not comfortable with caselet, generally it is time consuming. Sometimes if you get stuck, then it will be difficult. It will waste, you will waste your time. So generally we suggest try all other areas, then time permits, then we will do this. But look at these students. We have P, Q and R. This is an easy caselet actually. So if you can put down the values, it will be easy. Let us say I'll put down in the form of a table. 2017. The production of three products PQR in 2017, 18, 19. 3 different years. 2018, 2019. I'll take a total here. We'll take P here. We'll take Q. We'll take R. And we'll take one more total here. Row wise total. That is year wise total. Right? Now, let us read the data. Caselet is, this is caselet. So, what you need to do is in examination, it is given here, but in the examination, we will try towards the end of the paper. Once you are done with other areas, then only we will try caselet. Caselet, you have to capture the data in the form of a table or in the form of a Venn diagram, depending on the data given. So, this we will capture in the form of a table. So, P, Q and R, total production of three products of P, Q and R in 17, 18 and 19 are 500, 600 and 660. So, the total production in 2017, peak of production of three products, PQ under total in 17, 18 and 19. 2017 total 500, 2018 all three is 600, this is 660. So 2017 PQ under together is 500 units, 2018 it is 600 units, 2019 it is 660 units. So here 2017 the production of Q is equal to that of R, which is equal to 180. 2017 Q and R are equal, which is equal to 180. So if Q is 180, R also 180. 180, 180 is 360, total is 500, so P has to be 140. Right? You understood this, right? So 180 is Q, 2017 Q and R are equal, which is 180 means 180, 180, 360. So 500 minus 360, if I remove these two, it must be 140 because this row total is 500. 9. Then the total production of P in 3 years is 490 units. Total of P, this is 490 units. Ratio of production of Q in 3 years to that of R in 3 years is 55 is to 72. This total is, this is in the ratio of 55 is to 72. Now friends, what is total production? If you add these 500 plus 600 plus 660, total is 1760, right? If you add these two. So from the 1760, P we know it is 490. 90 plus how much is 60? 90 plus 70 is 160. So 1270. What is this 1270? It is total production of Q and R. Is this okay? If I add these, it is equal to 1760, right? So these three together is 1760. We know P total is 490. Remove this. We know Q plus R is 1270. Now we can find out Q, we can find out R, right? So 55 by total is how much? 57, 127 into 1270. 127 goes 10 times. So 55 into 10, this is 550. 72 into 10, this is 720. This is clear, right? If you add this, it is 1760 total of all three. We know P is 490. Remove 490, we will get Q plus R as 1270. Total of Q and R is in the ratio of 55 is to 772. So 120, 55 by 127. 127 goes 10 times. So similarly, 72 by 127. 127 goes 10 times. So into 10 we have to do 550 and 720. Then we have got one more information. The ratio of production of Q to R in 18 and 19 is 2 is to 3 and 7 is to 10. This part, it is 2 is to 3. In 19, it is 7 is to 10. So friends, this I am taking it as 2x, this is 3x, and this is 7y, this is 10y. In ratio you might have studied, we cannot take the same variable for two different ratios. For one ratio, if you are taking x, the second one we should take it as y. Now see here, I am erasing this portion. Total values we are done with. So if you observe here, if we add Q column, what is Q column? 180 is 2017, then 2x plus 7y is equal to, what is Q total? 550. Q total is how much? 550. Right? From this 550, 2x plus 7y, 2x plus 7y, 550 minus 180 is 370. Okay. Then if you add R column, 180 plus R is 3x plus 10y is equal to R total is 720. From this 3x plus 10y is equal to 720 minus 180, 540. Now this is my first equation. Let us say this is my second equation. Second equation, what I do is I will multiply by 2. So 3 into 2, 6x plus 2 into 10, 20y is equal to 1080. Then this one I will multiply by 3. First equation by 3. What will happen? 2 into 3, 6x plus 21y is equal to 900 plus 1110. Subtract. We will get y is equal to 30. If y is equal to 30, x is equal to 80. Y is equal to 30. We will get, substitute here 600, y is 30. 1080 minus 600 is, you can take any equation, 480. 480 by 6 is 480. So we clearly know that x is equal to 80. Substitute here, 82 is 160, 87 is 560. How much? This is x here, right? 3x. So 83 is 240. Right? So this is 30, 80, x value, 80 into 2, 160, 80 into 3, 240. Y is 30, right? 7 into 30, 210, right? 10 into 30, 300. So this is 510. So this is 150. Totally 660, right? 660 minus 150. This is how much? 400. 600 minus 400. This is 200. So we have got all the values of x, y and z. It is not that easy in the examination. That is why we suggest that you leave caselet in the examination, right? For our discussion I am taking, but examination don't take a chance. If all other areas are completed, then time still permits, then only you will take it up. You will take up this caselet, students, right? These are the values. Let us look at P 140, 200, 150. 140, 200, 150. We got 490. Let us take up Q 180, 160, 210. 180, 160, 210, 550. R 180, 240, 300. 180, 240, 300, 720. 500, 600, 660, 1760. Right. So we got all the values. Once you get this tabular form, you can answer the questions easily. Questions are easy, student. They won't demand much time. They won't take much of your time. Questions are easy to solve. Only thing is that you should be able to get this table. In 2017, what is the production of P? P production in 2017 is how much? 140 tons. Sorry, 140 units. Third option. Seventh question. Production of P in 2019 is what percentage more or less than 2018? If you take P 2019, 2018, 19 is 150, 18 is 200. Clearly it is less. Percentage less we have to find out. Difference 50. Opposite of less is larger value 200 into 100. 50 upon 50 by 200 is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is 25%. So 25% less it is present in fourth option. Eighth question. Total production of Q and R in 2018 is how much less than that in 2019? 2018, if you add Q and R, 160 plus 240, it is 400. And 2019, if you add these two, Q and R, it is 510. So clearly it is how many units less? 110 units less. It is present in second option. This is what I was trying to tell you. Questions will be very easy to solve. Ratio of total production of P and R in 2017, 140, 180, 320. Is to 213, 2018, 200, 240, 440. So 4 8s, 4 11s. 8 is to 11, it is present in fifth option. Question number 10. The total production of Q in 3 years is what percentage of total production of all three products in 3 years? So clearly, total production of Q in all 3 years is 550. Total production of all three, P plus Q plus R, it is how much? 1760. So Q is what percentage of, this is what percentage of this value. So I can say ignore 0 here. 55 by 176 into 100. Q is what percentage of total. Now here 11 5s, 11 ones 11, 66, 11 6. We all know that 1 by 16 is 6.25 percentage. Apart from your 12 reciprocal values, you have to remember these 4 reciprocal values. Those who don't know, kindly make a note. 1 by 13, 7.7% approximately. 1 by 14, 1 by 14 is how much? 7.14%. 1 by 15, 6.6%. 1 by 16, 6.25. Don't by heart their multiples. Remember these 4 reciprocal values. We want 5 by 16. So obviously 6.25 into 5, 31.25 percentage. It is present in first option, 31.25 percentage. Directions for 11 to 15. Select the correct alternative from the given choices. These are individual questions. Let us take up question number 11, student. The ratio of percentage of A to that of B is 3:5. Okay. Percentage of A is 4 years less than C and percentage of B is 8 years more than C. After 2 years, what will be the ratio of A to B? So basically, we need to find out A value, B value. It is easy question. It is based on a topic called ages. We can classify this question as easy. Let us look at solution. We will take A is to B 3:5. Percentages as 3K, B percentage as 5K. These are percentages. Now, what about C? C, percentage of A is 4 less than C. So obviously when I compare with A, C will be 4 more, 3K plus 4. Similarly, percentage of B is 8 more than C. When I compare B and C, B is 8 more than C means C should be 8 less than B, 5K minus 8. This is C says, this is C says, equate these two. 3K plus 4 is equal to 5K minus 8. So from this I'll get 2k is equal to 12. I can say k is equal to 6. So what will be A's present age 18, B's present age 30. We need to find out ratio of A and B after 2 years. A will be 20, B will be 32. So 4 5s, 4 8s. 5 is to 8. It is present in third option. Right. Just look at the question, students will discuss. In bag A, there are 10 red balls and 8 white balls. In bag B, there are 6 red balls and 12 white balls. If a bag is selected randomly, first you have to select the bag, and from it 2 balls are selected randomly. What is the probability that one is red, other is white? Okay, let us look at this. We have to take bag A. How many are red? We have 10 red. How many are white? 8 white. If you take bag B, how many are red? 6 balls are red. How many are white? 12 balls. First, bag is selected randomly. From 2 bags, how will you select one bag randomly? Probability is 1 by 2. Out of 2 bags, you have to select one bag. Again, from this you are selecting 2 balls at randomly. What is the probability that one is red, other is blue? Let us say you are selected A here. Total we have 18 balls. So 18C2. Right? We are selecting 2 balls at random. So first ball, one is white, other is red. So red ball should be 10C1, that is 10. Into white ball should be 8C1. 8C1 is nothing but 8. I am not writing C1. 10C1 to select red ball. To select white ball, it is 8C1. Plus, if you take second bag, total is 18C2. Right? So red ball is 6C1, 6 into white ball is 12C1. 12. So how much is 18C2? 18, how will you do this? 18C2, 18 into 17 by 2. So 153. So this will be half of 80 by 153. 18C2 is 153 plus 72 by 153. So half of 152 by 153. 2 goes 76 times. So 76 upon 153. 76 upon 153 is nothing but choice 4. And this is probability. And we can say this is moderate level of difficulty. Not easy. I can say this is moderate. Question number 13. Victor and Pravan started a business by investing 30,000, 20,000. After 5 months, Victor left the business. Pawan invested 5,000 additionally. After 3 more months, that means 5 plus 3, 8 months, Lokesh joined by investing 40,000. At the end of the year, what is the ratio of profits of Victor, Pravan, Lokesh? Okay. Victor, Pravan, Lokesh. We need to find out ratio of their profits, right? How will you find out ratio of their profits? You observe here their capitals, investments are different, their time periods are different. If investments are different, time periods are different, we need to divide in the ratio of product of investment and time period. Sorry, there are only 3 rules, right? There are only 3 rules. If investments are different, time periods are same, divide in capital ratio or investment ratio. Investment same, time period ratio, divide in the ratio of time period. If both are different, divide in the ratio of product of investment and time period. Now here, we can ignore 3 zeros. In all these cases, we can ignore 3 zeros, right? Ignore 3 zeros. Ignore 3 zeros. Okay. Now Victor is having 30,000 for how many months? 5 months. After 5 months, he left. What about Pawan? Pawan is having 20,000 for 5 months. Then he is increasing by 5,000. 25,000, we are ignoring 3 zeros, right? So 25. Anyways, in zeros will get cancelled. So I am not taking 25,000 for remaining 7 months. What about Lokesh? Lokesh joined after 3 more months. That means 5 months Victor left after 3 more months. That means 8 months are over. Lokesh has invested 40. 8 months are over for only 4 months. Again, 5 is a common factor here. 5. Here 5 will get cancelled. In 25, 5 is common. 5 goes 8 times. So ratio 30 is to how much? 55. 20 plus 35 is 55 is to 32. 30 is to 55 is to 32. It is present in second option. Right? Question number 14. 4 men and 3 women can complete a work in 6 days. 2 men and 5 women completed the same work in 8 days. Women's efficiency is 60% more than boys' efficiency. Then find the number of days taken by a man, woman, boy together to complete the work. Now see here, 4 men, 3 women will take how many days? 6 days. Right? Same work, 2 men and 5 women will take how many days? 8 days. We know how to solve this, right? So number of man days should be equal 4m plus 3w into number of days is 6. This is my total work is equal to 2m plus 5w into 8. These two are equal, right? So 4m plus 3w into 6. Number of people into number of days. Total number of man days, right? 2 3s, 2 4s. So 12 men plus 9 women is equal to 8 men plus 20 women. From this I'll get 4 men is equal to 11 women, or men is to women is 11 is to 4. What is this ratio? This is efficiency ratio. Similarly, if you take woman and boy, woman is 60% more efficient than boy. Boy is 100, woman is 60% more efficient than boy. Right, so 160. What is the ratio of efficiencies? 2 8s, 2 5s. Right? We know men is to women, we know woman is to boy. Woman is to boy, what is the ratio? 8 is to 5, efficiency ratio. Can we find out men is to woman is to boy ratio? That we can do, right? Men is to woman is to boy. It will be, you have to multiply this one by 2. It will be 22 is to 8. Now 8 and 8 is common here. So men is 22, woman is 8, boy will be 5 units. Now, what is my total work? 4 men plus 3w into 6. So, total work will be 4 men. Men is 22 units. 4 into 22, 88. 3 into 8, 24. 88 plus 24. How much? 112. 112 into 6. 672 units. 4m total work is 3w into 6. This is my total work. 4m plus 3w, 4 into men is how much? 22 plus 3 into women is how many units per day? 8 units into 6 days they are taking to complete. 88 plus 24. 88 plus 24 is how much? 112. 112 into 6 is 672. You take this, you will get the same thing. 2 into 22, 44. 5 into 8, 40. 84. 84 into 8. 672 you will get. You take any one, you will get the same answer. Now, this 672 units, men plus women plus boy, will complete in how many days? 35. Right? Now, 7 9s are 63, 42, 7 6, 7 5s. 96 by 5, 5 1s are 5, 5 9s are 45, 5 2s are 19.2 days. It is present in fourth option. So, it is based on time and work. Again, this is not an easy question. This is also a moderate, because calculations are involved. We can say this is moderate level of difficulty. You understand this? Total work we are finding out. Total work you can either substitute here in the first equation or second equation. You are getting 672 units. All three, when men, women and boys are working, they are per day they are doing 35 units. So 672 by 35, that is nothing but 97 is a common factor. 96 by 5, that is nothing but 19.2 days. Right? Question number 15. Train P crosses a pole in 24 seconds. It crosses a bridge of length 640 meters in 72 seconds. What would be the time taken to cross a platform of length 480 meters? See, I will not get into writing equations here. Let us look at oral approach, right? So, writing equations, length of the train, let us take it as L or LT, length of platform LP, length of bridge LB, write equation, simplify. Everybody can do that, but I am not getting into that. Train is crossing a pole. When the train is crossing a pole, distance covered is nothing but length of the train. To cover its own length, it is taking 24 seconds. When it is crossing a bridge of length 640 meters, it is taking 72 seconds. When a train is crossing a bridge, distance covered is length of train plus length of bridge. How many seconds? 72 seconds. Now, this 72 is to cover its own length of the train, it is taking 24 seconds. So, obviously, remaining 48 seconds, it is taking to cross the bridge. Are you all of you with me following? So, a train is crossing a pole. When a train is crossing a stationary point, it may be a pole, telegraphic pole, or a tree, or a man. Distance covered is length of the train. To cover its own length, it is taking 24 seconds. To cross a bridge of 640 meters length, it is taking 72 seconds. That means out of the 72 seconds, when it is crossing a bridge, distance covered is length of train plus length of bridge. To cover its own length, it is taking 24 seconds. So 72 minus 24, to cross the bridge, it is taking 48 seconds. We can find out speed of train now. Speed is equal to distance by time. So 640 meter bridge, it is crossing in how many seconds? 48 seconds. 16, 40, 16 threes. So 40 by 3 meters per second is speed of the train. What's the time taken by train to cross a platform of 480 meters long? So time taken to cross the platform, time is equal to distance by speed. You have to be little careful here. Distance is nothing but length of the platform. To cross platform, 480 by speed is 40 by 3. So 4 goes 12 times 12, 3 goes to the numerator, 36 seconds. But 36 seconds is not your answer. Be careful. To cross platform, it is taking 36. When a train has to cross the platform, distance covered is length of train plus length of platform. Platform, it is taking 36 seconds. To cover its own length, it is taking 24 seconds. Total time taken is 60 seconds. Without any equations, we can solve this question. Answer choice is 1 without writing any equation if you understand the concept, student. Right? Question number 16 to 20. What will come in place of question mark in the following number series? So these are number series questions. Easy question. These are self-explanatory. You can look at the solution. You can understand them easily. Okay, let us look at directions for question number 21 to 25. Study the following table carefully to answer the questions that follow. So this is a data interpretation set based on table. So as we have discussed earlier, when you have 9 minutes left, you spend 5 minutes on table depending on the length, then 4 minutes on the other set, line, graph and table, or you spend 5 minutes on line plus table, 4 minutes on this table. Now see here, the table shows number of history books and science books available and percentage of books, both the categories sold at 4 shops. PQRS. PQRS, number of history books available, percentage of history books sold. So let us convert this percentage into values. 10%, 36, 40%. Simple na? 10 percentage is 36 means 40%. Don't, either you multiply by 4, you'll get 144. Or 10% double 20%. 36 double 72. Again double this, 20% double 40%. We'll get 144. This is 36%. So it is easy. 36 by 100 if you write, 2 zeros will get cancelled. 36 into 4. Already we have seen 36 double 72, 72 double 144. This is 60%. 10% 50. 60% means 50 into 6, 300. 50% means exactly half. Half of 250 is 125. Look at this. 45%. 45% is how much? 40%? 48 plus 5%. 5% is 6. 48 plus 6, it is 54. You got this point? 10% 12. 40% means 48. 10% 12. 5% means half. 6. 54. 60%. 10% 15. 60% means 15 into 6. 90. 50%. Half of that 100. 40% of 100 is 40. Just we are converting these percentages into numbers, right? So the same thing I have written here. See, number of history books 144, 144, 300, 125. 144, 144, 300, 125. Look at science books 54, 90, 140. 54, 90, 140. Okay. Let us take up question number 21. Approximately what percentage of total number of science books available were sold by all the 4 shops? How many? Approximately we have to find out total science books available. Add this, right? 50 and 20 it is 70. 2, 3, 4, 570. How many are sold? 190, 94, 284. So 284 by 570 into 100. So 570 is 100%, right? What is my 50%? Half of that? 285. How much we have? 284. So approximately I can say my answer is 50%. Choice 5 should be your answer. 22. Average number of books on history sold by Q and R. Okay. Average number of books sold by history Q and R. Average is 144 plus 300 by 2. So this is 444. This is about history. Science. Same. How much more than that of average of science books sold by the same shops? 90 plus 100 by 2. 190 by 2 is 95. So this is how much? 444 by 2 average. I forgot this. It is 222. So 190 by 2 it is 95. So difference we want. Difference between 222 and 95 is 127. 127 is present in third option. Question number 23. If the price of each history book available in P&R is rupees 200, that of each science book available in P&R is rupees 400. So cost of each history book is rupees 200. Cost of each science book is rupees 400. Right? Then find the difference between total amount earned on selling the history books and science books together by P and that of R. Okay, let us see here P. We want difference between total amount earned by selling history book and science book by P, history book, science book by R. History and science books by P. If you see here P, history books is 144, it has sold, into price of each book is 200, and science books P has sold is 54, into science each book price is 400. So this is double, 28,800. 144 into 2 is 288, followed by 2 zeros. 54 fours, 54 doubles, 108, 108 double, 260. 21,600. So how much is this? Double zero, 98, 6, 104. So 50,400. This is sold by P, history and science. Now take R, history and science. If you take R here, it has sold 300 books in history. 300 into history book price is 200. What about science? It has sold 100 books and price of science book is 400. So obviously it is 60,000 plus 40,000. It is 1 lakh. Or history plus science together. So we want difference between these two. 1 lakh and 50,400. The difference is 49,600. 49,600 is present in fourth option. Question number 24. The total number of books on history in all the 4 shops is approximately what percentage more than total number of books on science in all the 4 shops? Okay, total number of books on history in all the 4 shops. This one, history. Add this 60 plus 50, 110, 15, 10. This is what percentage more than total number of science books in all the 4 shops. Total of science books is this, right? This is 570. So this is what percentage? 1510 is what percentage more than 570? I can ignore 0, 0. So percentage more. What is the difference between percentage more? Difference. What's the difference here? If it is 51, then obviously it will be 100. It is 57, so you have to remove 6 more, so it is 94. By opposite of 1 is lesser value, 57 into 100. Right? Now clearly if you see a numerator is more than denominator, my value will be more than 100%. So definitely it is not 85 and it is not 105 also, because these are quite far away. Almost it is more than half, right? 57 I will take. What is half of 57? Let us say 28. 28.5, let us say. How much? 77, 85.5. How much we have? 94. So obviously it is 100%. I am taking half means 50%. So it is 150%. So obviously it is more than 85 means more than 150%. More than 150%, I have option 5, 165%. That should be your answer. No need to calculate, students. It is time based. By observation, by looking at the options, we can clearly say this. Question number 25. Ratio of number of books and history sold by P and Q. History books sold by P and Q, 288. To that of science books sold by R and S together. R and S science books is 140. So 472s, 435s. Now when we have the ratio 72 is to 35, it is present in fourth option. Directions for question number 26 to 30. Select the correct alternative from the given choices. These are individual questions. P, R, S, T are 2-digit integers. Average of R and S is P. T is twice of R. Sum of P, S, T is 140. Value of R is 50. Find the value of S. This is simple equation question. This is simple equations question. This question can be classified as easy, students. See here. P, R, S, T are 2-digit numbers, right? So average of R and S is P. So R plus S by 2 is equal to P. Or I can say R plus S is equal to, we can take it as 2P. We have T is twice of R. Second information, T is equal to 2R. Sum of P, S and T is 140. P plus S plus T is 140. We have R is equal to 50. If R is equal to 50, we can find T also. T is how much? 100. So the sum of PST, this is not R, sorry, PST is 140. Value of R is 50. R is 50 means T is 100. Find the value of S. This is my question. S is how much? Now, see here students, T is equal to how much to R? So in P plus S plus T in this equation, P plus S plus T, I'll let it as R plus R is equal to 140. Now, this R value we know is 50, right? So P plus S plus R is equal to, if we set this R this side, 140 minus 50, it is 90. Now, how much is R plus S? 2P. So P plus, in place of R plus S, I'll substitute 2P is equal to 90. So 3P is equal to 90. I'll get P is equal to 30. When substitute here, P is 30, S we don't know, R 50 is equal to 90. So S is equal to 90 minus 80, S is equal to, we'll get 10. 10 is present in first option. 27th question. Akash and Ramesh, so this is based on partnership. Based on partnership. I can say it is easy to moderate. Not easy, not moderate, somewhere between easy to moderate. Akash and Ramesh started a business with investment of 30,000 and 20,000 respectively. After 6 months from the start of the business, Akash and Ramesh invested additional amounts in the ratio of 2:3. At the end of the year, they received, this is important point, equal profits. What's the total amount invested by Akash and Ramesh? Additionally, we have discussed these, students, right? So here, when investments are different, time period same, we will divide in the ratio of investments. Profit should be divided in the ratio of investments or capital. Capital same, time period different. Profit should be divided in the ratio of time periods. If both are different, we have to divide in the ratio of product of capital and time period. Now, if you see here, Akash, Ramesh. Akash has invested 30,000 for first 6 months. After that, he has invested additional amount in the ratio of 2:3. We don't know this, so we'll take it as 2K, 3K. Akash invested 2K, so total investment will be 30,000 plus 2K for another 6 months. Similarly, if you take Ramesh, Ramesh has invested 20,000 for 6 months. After that, this 20,000 plus he is getting how much additionally? 3K. This is for another 6 months. He is investing 3K for another 6 months, right? Now, if you observe here, 6 is common in all these, 6 will get cancelled. How much we have? 60,000. This is a profit sharing ratio, 2K. This is 40,000 plus 3K. Now, what is given is, they received equal profits. So this profit sharing ratio should be equal, right? Equal profit means the profit sharing ratio should be 1:1. So these two should be equal. From this I'll get K is equal to 20,000. You understood why I'm equating this? The ratio is this, but they are getting equal profits means their profit ratio is 1:1, equal profit. So these two should be equal. K is equal to 20,000. What is the total amount invested by Akash and Ramesh? Additionally, they both of them invested 5K, right? Because 2K by Akash, 3K by Ramesh, total 5K. 5 into K value is 20,000. So additionally, both of them together have invested 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh is present in fifth option. 28th question, student. Vimal lent 30,000 to a friend at a rate of 10% per annum on simple interest for T years. If he invested in a scheme for T plus 2 years at 15% per annum, he would have received 13,500 more interest than previous one. Find the value of T. Right. Now, without getting into I is equal to PTR by 100 formula, I'll tell you an overall approach to solve. Now, he is borrowing, Vimal lent 30,000 to a friend for 10% for how many years? T years. His friend is invested in a scheme for at 15% rate of interest for how many years? T plus 2 years. Now, on 30,000, this is my amount, 30,000, right? What is 10% per year? What is the interest? 3,000. If it is 15%, what is the interest? 3,000 plus 5% will 1,500, 4,500. Right? Now, let us say he is investing for 2 more years. In these 2 years, 1 year 15% is 4,500. For 2 years, 4,500 into 2. So, he is getting clearly 9,000 extra. So, for these 2 years, if I remove 9,000 from 13,500 minus 9,000, the difference is how much? 4,500. Right? Now, these 2 years are gone. That means if you take Vimal, his friend, he is lending to his friend 30,000 at 10% for how many years? T years. He is also investing for T years at 15%. He is getting how much difference? 4,500. That means 4,500 per 1 year. The difference is how much? 3,000 is 15% means 4,500. For 1 year difference is 1,500. 4,500 difference means by 1,500 it will be for 3 years. Option 2, without using any formula, I am solving this question. You got my point? Vimal has lent to his friend at 10%. 30,000 rupees for T years. 10% means what is the rate of interest? 3,000 rupees. Now his friend, let us say Vimal has given to me. Now I am lending it forward. I am investing in a scheme for T plus 2 years at 15%. 15% means how much I am getting per year? 4,500. So clearly per 1 year, what is the difference I am getting? 1,500. But they are investing for different years. He is for T years, he is for T plus 2 years. That means I am investing for 2 more years, right? His friend. These 2 years, what is the interest? 9,000. So difference I am getting 13,500. This is for T plus 2 years. If these 2 years, if I remove, the difference is 4,500 for how many years? For T years. 1 year difference is 1,500. 4,500 means how many years? By 1,500, it has to be 3 years. Without formula, we can solve. Question number 29. A sum amounts to 18,000 at the end of 3 years and amounts to 24,000 at the end of 6 years under compound interest. Interest being compounded annually. Find the original sum. Now, what is amount formula? P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power T. Now, principal we don't know. 1 plus R by 100 for 3 years. If he is investing, it is getting 18,000 amount. Same if he is investing for 6 years. 1 plus R by 100, same principle for 6 years, 24,000. This is 1, this is 2. 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 1, what will happen? PP will get cancelled. 1 plus R by 100 whole power 6 by 1 plus R by 100 whole power 3 is nothing but 1 plus R by 100 whole power 3 is equal to 24 by 18. Zeros will get cancelled. 6, 4, 6, 3s. Now, what is the question? Find the original sum. Principal value we need to find out. Substitute here. P into 1 plus R by 100 whole cube is 4 by 3 is equal to 18,000. From this I can say P is equal to 18,000 into 3 by 4. 4 4s are 16, 20. 4,500 into 3, 13,500 is the original sum present in fifth option. This is again, I can say this is an easy standard model based on compound interest. Easy question based on compound interest. The earlier one, I can say this is also easy question. It's based on simple interest. Right? Question number 30. This is slightly based on time and distance, not exactly time and distance, but you can classify it as time and distance. Not any core concept of time and distance, but general concept of time and distance. And I can classify this question as easy. Looks very lengthy, about 6, 7, about 3, 4, 5 lines of question, but actually it's an easy question. Truck consumes 180 ml of diesel per kilometer if it is driven at speed of 60 kilometers per hour and consumes 240 ml diesel per kilometer if it is driven at a speed beyond 60 kilometers per hour. Now, if the truck is going 60 kilometers per hour speed, it is consuming 180 ml per kilometer. More than 60 kilometers per hour speed, the truck is consuming 240 ml per kilometer. Right? How much diesel is consumed by the truck if it is traveling a total distance of 150 kilometers? Truck is driven for 60 kilometers for first 90 kilometers, 60 kilometer per hour speed at 90 kilometers and the speed of 80 kilometer per hour the remaining distance. Okay. 90 kilometers is going at 60 kilometers per hour speed and remaining distance 60 kilometers is going at 80 kilometers per hour speed. It is now simple. 60 kilometer per hour, it is consuming 180 ml. 180 ml per how many kilometers? 90 kilometers plus total diesel, right? We need to find out total diesel consumed. Remaining 60 kilometers, 80 kilometer per hour. That means greater than 60. So it will consume 240 ml into 60 kilometers. 160, 18 nines, 162 followed by 2 zeros plus 24 into 6 is 144 followed by 2 zeros. So this is how much? 30600 ml. If you want to convert into liters, divided by 1000. 30600 by 1000. So 2 zeros will get cancelled. Cancel this 0. Put this point. 30.6 liters. 30.6 liters is present in second option. Question numbers, directions for question number 31 to 35. Study the following line graph and table carefully to answer the questions. You are getting this combination of line graph and table. The line graph shows number of employees in 5 companies A, B, C, D, E in the year 2019. Total number of employees in A, B, C, D, E in 2019. Table shows percentage of employees in accounts department and ratio of male employees to female employees in accounts department. Two things here, one line graph, another table. Line graph you will getting A, B, C, D, E in the year 2019 total number of employees. Table gives percentage of accounts employees out of those total employees, and again we got ratio of males and females in that. Now see here, if you take this line graph, number of employees in 5 companies A, B, C, D, E. In A, it is 3000, B, 2500, C, 1600, D, 2000, E, 2400 in the year 2019. And out of these employees, how many are in accounts department? Percentage is given. And again, we have a ratio of males and females in accounts department. Let us find out first accounts department. 24% into 24 by 100. If I take A, 24, 372, 0, 720. 30%, 10% 250, 30% 750, 15%, 10% 160, 5% 80, half of that 240. Directly I am writing. You should have been done. You should have been comfortable with this calculation. 25% is 1/4, right? 1/4 of 2000 is 500. Again, this is 20%. 10% 240 in 2400, 20% 480. Now see here, this is 1:1 equal, right? So males 240, females 240. I'll let males here. I'll let females here. 5:3, 8 parts, 90. This is 450, this is 270. You can do like this, 5 by 8 into 720. 8 goes 90 times, so 450. 720 minus 450 is 270, or we can say 8 parts, 720. Each part is 720 by 8. Each part is 90. So 5 parts means 5 into 90, 450. 3 into 90, 270. This is 15 parts, 750. 750 by 15, each part is 50. So 850 is 400, 750 is 350, total should be 750. Yes, matching. 1:3. 4 parts 240. 240 by 4 means each part is 60. So 1 part 60, 3 parts is 3 into 60, 180. 180 plus 60 is 240. 3:7, 10 parts. 500 total, 10 parts means by 10. So it is each part 50, 3 into 50, 150. 7 into 50, 350, 150 plus 350 is 500. So we have got all the number of employees in accounts department. We have got male employees and female employees. Let us put this data in a tabular form. So number of employees in accounts department 720, 750, 720, 750, 240, 500, 480. 240, 500, 480. Males 450, 400, 450, 400, 60, 150, 240, 60, 150, 240. Just I am checking. These values should be on your rough sheet. 270, 350, 180, 350, 240, 180, 350, 240. We got all these values. Now we can take up these questions. Question number 31. Questions will be easy, students. Only thing is that you have to convert these percentages and this ratio into values. In companies B and D together, what's the ratio of total number of male employees to that of female employees in accounts department? 400, 150, 550 males, female employees. B and D, 350, 350, 700. 5 11s, 5 14s. 11 is to 14, it is present in fourth option. Question number 12. Average number of employees in accounts department per company. Average means you have to add all this, right? 70, 110, 190, 5, 10, 12, 19, 26, 90 total. By how many companies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5 is 25, 5, 3 is 15, 40. 5, 8 is 40. 538. It is present in first option. Average is sum of n numbers divided by n. Question number 33. The total number of employees in accounts department of B and C. Accounts department, total number of employees in B and C. 750 and 240. How much? 990. Is what forms what approximate percentage of that in accounts department A and D. A and D, if you add 720 plus 500, 1220. What percentage means into 100? 0 will get cancelled. 99 by 122 into 100. Approximately we want 11 9s 99, 11 11s 121. It is 122. Approximately 9 by 11. 11 means it should be 9 multiples. 81.81% should be my answer. So approximately I can say 81%. It is present in option 2. 34th question. In accounts department of C and D together, okay, what is the difference between number of male employees to that of female employees? Okay, C and D, male employees is how much? 210. Female employees is how much? 530. What is the difference? 320. 320 is present in third option. Okay. Question number 35. If the total number of female employees in B, C, D is 3600, find the total number of male employees who are not working in accounts department in 3 companies. Okay, you can see here B plus C plus D, total employees 25, 16, 2500 plus 1600 plus 2000, total 6100, right? So B plus C plus D total, we got total is 6100. What is total female employees in this? B plus C plus D, we have females. Females is 3600. Remove this 3600. 2500 is B plus C plus D. In these departments, we have males together is 2500. Now, what is the question? The total number of male employees who are not working in accounts department. So 2500 are total males. From this I have to subtract, who are not accounts means I have to subtract the male employees from accounts. B plus C plus D, 400, 460, 150. Add this. 460, 510, 610 you have to subtract. So if I subtract 610, 500 I will remove another 100, 1900, 10 you remove, 1890 is the difference. 1890 is present in fifth option. So what is this question? B plus C plus D, female employees is 3600. B plus C plus D, from the line graph we can say total employees male plus female 2500, 600, 1600, 2000. It is 6100. From that remove 3600. B plus C plus D males we have got 2500. Out of that males we have B plus C plus D accounts department 460 plus 150 610. So not employees, male employees who does not belong to accounts department means total males are 2500 in this, accounts are 610, remove that, 1890 should be your answer. Right students, we will stop here. This completes our discussion of AIMT 280-2001. You have seen that the strategy also we have discussed, and the minimum score which you have to target in this particular paper is 20. Anything less than 20, then seriously you need to think about your subject speed and accuracy, students. So you have to practice more. Exam is approaching fast, so I'm saying practice more number of mock tests, right? Daily one mock test, and most important thing is analysis of the mock test is important, and the approach you are following, because the discussions which you are doing here, we are trying to explain you keeping your exam time and exam pressure in what you call exam time in mind. So I'm saying within that stipulated time, how to score good score, how to score good marks. So 20 is a, I can say, good score in this paper, but getting 20 is identify all easy questions and solve them. While discussing, we have discussed which are easy, which are moderate, which are difficult also. So hope you have understood this, students. So stay home, stay safe, prepare with time classes. Thank you so much.